Happy Thanksgiving to all of our Canadian friends out there. It is a wonderful weekend. Here I am a little bit later than normal on the energy updates, but I had some free time and I did do some channeling this morning. So if you're catching the replay, I do hope you enjoy it. If you're coming back or if you're here live, thank you very much for joining us here today. Energy update, really interesting energy update. So first of all, I just want to, before I dive into that, I just want to talk a little bit about gratitude. I have powerful gratitude. I guess powerful is the word that I'm looking for. Powerful gratitude practices. I practice gratitude every single day. I like to journal them. I have a gratitude jar. I express my gratitude every single day, and sometimes several times a day. Thanksgiving here in Canada, you can really feel the gratitude energy. There's just been so much that gratitude around. I'm seeing it in neighbors and friends, and I'm seeing it out in public. And it's wonderful to feel that. And I always say to people, treat every day like it's Thanksgiving, right? And that includes pumpkin pie. That includes pumpkin pie. Spring, I wasn't expecting you online today. I did do some meditation this morning, and I had some time to come online, so I thought I would pop in and share the energy update rather than wait. So look at all you guys joining me. I'm really grateful to have you all here. Thank you very much for the Thanksgiving wishes. So I will take some questions today too, depending on time, and I will apologize a bit in advance. I do have my family home, so there may be a little bit of background noise upstairs. My microphone is extremely sensitive, so I'll apologize in advance for any footsteps or anything the mic picks up. Okay, so the energy coming in this week is quite intense. I feel it coming in like a fiery energy. There's a bit of a tension building, but it also feels very action based. So I feel like we've got a few pots that are going to start boiling over. I feel like we have this space of wrap it up kind of energy that's coming in, bringing our focus to attention, or sorry, bringing our focus into action and paying attention to things that we've been kind of putting off. That's kind of what's been coming up for me this morning's energy update. And I spent some extra time this morning because the house was quiet, and I got to spend a little bit extra time channeling. So I do have two sheets of paper here with some channeling on it. So I want to talk about all of the boiling pot. So those of you who have a lot on the go, don't be so busy for busy's sake. That was a big, powerful movement through my body this morning. We don't have to be busy for busy sake, and sometimes we have things on the stove boiling over that really just need to be turned off. Just like turn off the heat and just kind of allow things to just kind of flow a little bit more. It feels like a tension building week this week, if that makes sense. Leadership, and this is the other thing that's coming up for the week is leadership. And I struggle to even say it. If you want something done this week, do it yourself. And I chuckle because there's about stepping in. I feel like there's some people around us that may struggle with taking the lead on getting things done, or perhaps you need to delegate more this week. Just kind of remember that I said it. They also wow, the other piece that's coming up is a portal of power. I feel like we're coming into this portal of power, and I feel like it's coming into a higher vibe this week. I feel like our own inner strength is going to be poking, and I feel like it's just the beginning. I feel like it's going to kind of navigate through the rest of the month and into November. This portal of power. And the forever wounds are going to be bringing us a lot more strength. And I've talked about this several lives ago with with those wounds, the wounded warrior. I feel like that's coming a little, giving us this push forward. I feel this movement coming in of that personal power and the forever wounds giving us strength as teachers, as healers, as friends, as with our family, to be able to take all of those experiences and to kind of use it as a wisdom. It's come around again in my meditation, and it came in yesterday as well in my meditation, with just taking our personal power and using that as a movement to kind of help bring us forward. The other thing that really came up is when we stand in our personal power, there's a little bit for some of us of that rocky feeling. I'm not sure if I've got that. We all have our own personal power, and I feel like this week it's just going to start pushing us into, I'm going to use the words taking control or being in charge, the action. This week is a big action week, taking action. Okay, so now I want to kind of shift gears a little bit. There are some things that are happening around us that we cannot fix, and that came up as well. So, there are things, whether it be world stage or whether it be out of our control. And I had to like literally, well, spirit literally moved me out of that. And with your focus needs to go into a different in a different energy way, in a different, there's no need to try and fix what you personally can't fix. And then spirit moved me back into my own lane. So for those of you who have been kind of like over here in somebody else's business, back into your own lane, and allowing that to be your boundary for other people coming into your lane, trying to fix what they perceive needs to be fixed about you. Just kind of remember that I said it. It could be because that can bring in tension, and that spirit literally tied it back to the tension building this week. Sometimes the tension build up is coming from external spaces or external people. It might be too much news is kind of, making you crazy. It might be other people in your business, or perhaps you're in somebody else's business. People do have, good intentions, for the most part. I feel like people, most people want good for you, but it's about ownership this week, and it's about taking action on that. Now, I don't like it when spirit gives me world stage stuff, but I'm always open, and I'm learning too to be able to come here and say, this is world stage stuff that spirit's talking to me about. Spirit did talk to me about world stage stuff. I feel like this week or the next and maybe the next 2 weeks, I feel like world stage is also, there's some tension building world stage wise. And I feel again with this whole truth. There was like this bumpiness with world stage, and then I just felt, and it almost felt like I felt like this expelling of truth that was just going to come forward for all of us. And I feel like we have to kind of stay at that with very, very much loving energy and not pick it up. So I feel like, when it comes to world stage stuff, we can get too in and we can get too focused. And I just had to throw a whole bunch of love at it. I just had to throw a whole bunch of love at it, a whole bunch of healing energy. I was just like, I was literally like tossing it with spirit with the world stage stuff. There's a lot that's going to be intensified this week. It felt like such fiery, fiery energy coming in. And I felt it coming in at me from all different ways, in all different, I just felt it like it was like coming at me and coming at me and coming at me. I also felt with this fiery energy, just remember that I said it, relationships and communication. We have to be always aware of our communication style. Just kind of remember that I said it. Sometimes there can be too much of that knee jerk reaction. Sometimes we're not speaking our truth. That is all coming into this fiery, potent energy week. And I literally, when I was channeling, took a big breath in myself, and I felt the need to kind of like move my body. So if you struggle with intense energy, get that body moving, just, like dance, move around, a little bit of stretching, a little bit of yoga. It's going to feel a little bit intense and everything coming at us all at once. I don't feel though, like when I talk about intense fiery, I do feel though that it's pushing us forward. It's putting us into this portal of strength. And spirit kept showing me over and over again, it's a portal of strength. It's a portal of strength. It's a portal of strength. Because when we go, it's easy when it's easy, right? But when things get fiery, when we get impatient, when there seems to be tension building, we kind of don't tap into our own inner strength. So, whatever's going on around you this week, tap into your own portal of strength. Just simply feel it. Just simply feel, hand on your heart, or you give yourself a hug. Feel your own portal of strength as you navigate through stuff. And I loved that so much that and I'm always making little post-it notes to kind of post it into my awareness on things that spirit says. Find the portal of strength this week, right? To be able to kind of like grow, heal, navigate, communicate from. I'm going to communicate from my portal of strength this week. I'm going to work on communicating that better, communicating easier, being able to take more action. Put all of that into your portal of strength. It's all there. It's all within us. Anyway, it's time to tap into that. It's going to be a fiery week. And then there's, and I I embrace that kind of energy. I truly do. Even when it's tough, I literally, big girl pants on and away I go navigating through my lessons and the learning. Go at it from that way this week. Just remember that I said it. Okay. And there's always something to learn, right? There's always something to learn when things pop up for us. It's like, okay, I know that's not for me, right? I know what I want and I know what I don't want, right? Or I'm learning to navigate through that. Taking that portal of strength. Okay. I know it was a lot. Um, if you have any questions based on what I've said, please put it down there in the comment section. I am going to pop up into the top here and grab a few questions. Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful to be available for this live. Good to see you here, Tamers. Oh, look at all the Thanksgiving wishes. Thank you so much, you guys. We appreciate that. Okay, let me just scroll down. Uh, may not be able to stay long because dinner will be ready for me soon. Whenever you need to go, Tam, that's perfectly fine. Tamers, I was actually available because I was about to meditate. Oh, I love that for you. Arlene, I've missed the last few lives. Welcome. Any family noise is precious nice to have. It is precious nice to have. Um, Easy Puff. My grandma was Canadian, but I've never got to visit Canada yet. I love acknowledging Thanksgiving in Canada, though I'm in the States because it reminds me of who passed away a few years back. Oh, I love that. It's so beautiful. I love Thanksgiving. I truly do. It's, the leaves are still falling and it tends to be fairly warm. I knew it's cool today, but it's not raining. So yeah, it is a glorious time. And the food. I'm a big pumpkin fan, so there's been a lot of pumpkin pie and pumpkin bread and pumpkin everything floating around here, pumpkin tea. Shy, my mom tried to argue with me again this morning. And I literally told her I'm done arguing. Curious if she brings it up at dinner or tomorrow. Again, something new. Um, Shy, just stay in your communication, right? Just keep sharing. Any messages from me? I need a message today, says Crystal. Crystal, I feel like you're holding a lot of energy in your lower back or hips. I don't know. So I'm curious if you have got any tightness there or if you're struggling a little bit there. I'm picking up and it feels like it's old stuff. And I feel like I've got to say just one more push, Crystal, and kind of like letting things go. And I'm spirit's pointing back down at my paper, and the words that are highlighted is literally the portals of strength and the wounds. So being able to kind of like let go and just giving yourself some, with some time outside or giving yourself some time to physically just kind of let things go. I also am back in your throat chakra, Chris, or up here in your throat chakra, Crystal. I feel like there's like you're holding something back that needs to be said. We can tap into what needs to be said by using loving words and just simply say, "This is how I feel." And if you don't want to say it, directly to a situation or a person, you can just talk it to yourself. I feel like I'm pushing through some communication stuff there, Crystal. If that resonates there with you. Um, all right. Hi, Tabitha. Hi, Lana. My boy Kitty is quite sick. Emergency vet thinks pancreatitis. Calling my vet tomorrow for an appointment. Any idea of what's going on or how I can help him? Absolutely. You're on the right path with vet here. I'm also very much. I am aware of my stomach, but I'm more pointed towards my liver as well. So I don't know if there's more than one thing going on. Um, I will also send some healing, Tabitha, but I also feel I don't okay, so I feel like there's something that I've gotten that my body isn't processing. So I don't know if it's a food or a mineral or something that I'm not processing through because I do feel that block feeling in my stomach. And I feel quite inflamed in my bowel. So I don't know if there's more than one thing going on there, Tabitha, but I will send some healing energy for sure. Matriarch, my hubby has been told he would my hubby has been told he would go remote by October and still nothing. Will it ever happen or in any other company? He wants to be remote so we can move abroad. As I know pauses can be difficult. We want it now. We want it now. We want it now. 100%. I understand that. I've talked before about that that race gate, the gate across my chest. I feel like a racehorse trying to push through it. I do feel it's going to happen. I also feel like I just need to kind of like keep trusting. We're still in October, and if it's November, then I'm going to trust the pause. I feel like I just have to more with the allowing action and just kind of. I'm going to allow it to happen when it needs to happen. I know it's going to happen when it needs to happen. I need to kind of put that energy in there as well. I literally just kind of I wanted to shrug my shoulders. So what? It's gonna like I just felt like I just have to trust the process, and I mean that very lovingly. I don't mean like so what. I just mean like I just need to like yeah, it's gonna happen. Like I can trust this pause. I also feel that a little bit of action there with him as well. Is he looking at other options? I just feel like I have to help the manifesting, not necessarily meaning that he's going to have to get something else, but I just kind of need to help the manifesting and turn the volume up. So just to continue looking online or just to continue to kind of feel that out. And I also really feel like I need to say, and I know this is a big one for many of us. I also feel like I need to say, I need to kind of really watch where I'm going out here with my thoughts. I need to kind of say, I'm going to trust it. I know it's happening. Everything's always working out for me. It's all going to work out for me. I'm going to go remote so I can live abroad. I need to rant a little bit more with that and just kind of remove a little bit of the floating. It just feels like little floating pieces of what ifs. I just need to allow, and I'm so okay with allowing. And I'm going to just kind of bring in a little bit of a personal piece with that. I totally understand how hard it is, but I also totally understand how the energy does impact it. So, for a long time I questioned a lot of things, and I was just like, I'm just gonna, as soon as I put it all down, and I'm just gonna trust it, and I'm gonna keep working hard to achieve those goals. I'm gonna keep taking action. I'm gonna keep trying, and I'm gonna keep learning, and I'm gonna keep focusing on what I want. Boom. Because when we pull in, I know you know this matriarch astrology because you're very spiritual yourself, but when we pull in the floating pieces, it kind of holds things back a little bit, right? It yo-yos our manifestations. I want it, I don't want it, it's happening, it's not happening, I want it, I don't want it, it's happening, it's not happening. Just kind of push that energy just a little, turn it up, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Um Okay, PJ. Also, my birthday is tomorrow. Any messages for my three cats or part loved ones, even guides around for me today? If not, that's okay. PJ, happy birthday, darling. Happy birthday to you. Um, I just want to tap in there. So PJ, I'm not quite. It's probably all of them. I'm not quite sure who exactly is speaking to me, but it's probably all of them, or the message that you really need to hear is I really feel yes, it's a birthday and you celebrate your birthday, but I need to go deeper in celebrating who you are, and I feel like there's that self that part of you that's hard on yourself, and I don't know if it's connecting to a little bit of forgiveness or previous versions of yourself. I need to kind of bring all of that in and say celebrate all of it, the learning, the easy, the hard. I really need to kind of like celebrate all of it. And I also feel like I've really got to kind of work on my posture in that energy. Let me just backtrack a little bit. Energetic posture with being more proud of yourself, that shoulders back, I am enough, I got this. I feel like I just need to kind of like get you to like really dance in that, or really kind of feel that a little bit more. I also feel, PJ, has a part of you, even though you're not alone, have been feeling a little bit of loneliness or like something's missing? I feel like I have to say you're complete, you're whole. If that makes sense to you, PJ, I'll watch the comment section for a comment on that. If it's intense week, glad I took the week off, PJ. Ah, Crystal, I hope that means that Trump will lose the election. I'm so scared about the election. So, Crystal, thank you very much for sharing your feelings about that. So this is kind of what I've been talking about with like world stage stuff. Don't go too, and I get it. I truly do understand. Canada's in its own turbulence right now with politics, and I just keep throwing love and light. Help us through this political experience. But I also feel like no matter how the US lands or Canada lands, I feel that with these elections that are coming, I feel like it's going to do a few things. No matter which way it goes, I feel people pulling together. So I truly feel that, and I have sat with this for quite a while over the last several weeks, and this is don't get too into it. Just keep sending love and light, keep sending, holding space for the collective. But I feel that with both countries, and it's funny because I seen both Canada and the US like this, and I felt a lot of growth. I just felt that people are going to be more on the same page with each other when it comes down to what's right and what's not right. I just felt that so intense, probably as intense as I've ever felt it. There's something coming up world stage wise that's going to be, and I'm not going to predict if it's Trump or not, but I feel like there's something world stage wise that's going to help us rise up. There's going to be this rise up energy for both countries in two very different ways. Okay. Um, so Crystal, don't pull in. I can't move away from you yet, darling. Don't pull in the fear of it. Pull in the strength in it. Pull in, we're going to navigate through this collectively, either way that it goes, right? And I think that either way it goes for both countries, no matter who gets in, I feel like there's going to be a rise up. There's going to be this together. There's going to be this. There's something brewing there with world stage wise that's going to pull us together rather than pull us apart, because right now we're all pulled apart, right? There's a lot of dividing. So I feel like this is going to be more of a this than a this for me. That now, is there going to be turbulence in between it? Yep. Is everybody going to be happy with the leadership that's in power? Nope. But I feel like it's going to pull us more in together, if that makes sense. And there's, when it comes to portals of strength, Spirit just said, "Look down again," and they literally been highlighting some certain words on my sheet. Interesting morning. When it comes to the portals of strength, I think we're going to tap into that big time collectively. Okay. Um, Try. Me and my parents and grandparents kind of talked about this morning. They're always adamant on watching the news, and I never do. Yeah, you gotta watch that news stuff. Yeah, and if you do watch the news, I'm gonna suggest you ask yourself, truth or not truth. That is intuition 101. Yes or no, truth or not truth. Because we can get so pulled in vibrationally or energetically, and it's not good for us, right? It's to have that constant fear pecking, pecking, and pecking at us. Oh, it's PJ's birthday. Happy birthday, PJ. Look at you guys, also supportive. Spring. I'm dealing with folks not staying in their own lane. Thankfully running to Walmart with just my kiddo today. When people aren't in their own lane, it is hard. And I always, even when I'm listening to people's perspective, I make sure that I'm in my own lane. And because people can share and people can express. It's not about not listening or not expressing. It's about not diving into what's not yours, right? Okay. Um May I ask for a general message from my spirit guides? Yes, you may, darling. Okay, so I'm not quite sure why I feel like my feet aren't touching the ground, but I feel like I've got, because they're trying to anchor you into the now, into the ground, into the earth. I feel like sometimes I feel like I don't know where I'm going, and what they're saying is absolutely you do. You are on the right path. You are heading in the right direction, and I just have to kind of like just kind of like ground yourself a little bit more. I feel like my feet are not touching the ground, so I feel like when you feel like that, bring your awareness to your feet or have a look at them or wiggle them, stomp on the ground. And I feel like I've got to say you're right here, right now. The power of now is huge. And I feel like I've just got to get you to spend a little bit more time in that area, Wilson. Um, okay. Thanks for the warning. I may get into a heat with my parents this week with the fire going on. Always look at where the intentions are with your parents. So their intention is to help and to guide. And I think that when we kind of add fuel to the fire, and you can try that. Shy, just simply say, I know you're trying to help and guide, and then add your feelings and your energy to the conversation. I just feel like they truly are doing their best, and I truly feel they want what's best for you. It's just and not the understanding of who and what you need and who you are isn't quite resonating deeply with them at an energetic level, at a personal level, but more of an energetic level. So try starting the conversations off with that. Shy. um I know you want what's best for me. I know you're trying to help and guide me, and then go into the conversation. Okay. um Easy Puff, I hate the news. Can't I block it out, the intentions from them, too much negativity. Absolutely. Uh, Jackie, I've been surrounded by my grandmothers and has been good in learning from stories from my ancestors. Oh, Jackie, I love that so much. Spring, any messages for Andrew today or myself? Andrew, hello, darling. Andrew, when I tap in to energetically, I keep having to repeat over and over again, put it down. Put it down, put it down, put it down. There's something that you've either picked up, and I feel like you're carrying it with you. I literally feel like you're carrying it. I feel like I have to say, put it all down. And it's literally like brand new day, brand new opportunities, brand new me. I feel like I've got to put it all down. All versions of you, Andrew, were doing the best that you could from what you were learning and experiencing at that time, and it's time to put it down. Spirit also just kind of did this with some self forgiveness, a little bit of sprinkle of that. I don't know if you're holding yourself in kind of like the space of it's almost like self resentment. I shouldn't have, I didn't, I couldn't. I feel like I've got to like just put it all down. It's always a good day to try again. It's always, and that's what they're giving me this morning. It's always a good day to try again. I also need to kind of put your face up to the sun. I feel like I need to have the sun on my face. Like, it's kind of like you're already facing the light. Just stay in it, walk towards it. Today is a great day to walk in the light, if that makes sense there. And spring, I really feel like I've got to give you that big old mama bear hug. You're doing great. They will figure it out. So over here you go, spring. They are doing great. They will figure it out. We can walk beside someone, we can hold their hand beside someone, but I feel like sometimes it's either they're pulling you in or you're leaning too far in of what's not yours. Support and cheer, walk beside. Support and cheer, walk beside. And it's funny because with drum corps, I feel like I'm drum coring it. I feel like I'm like, how everyone's in their own alignment and everyone's playing their own thing. I feel like I've got to kind of bring that drum corps energy. I don't know why, but that's just kind of how they're giving it. Here we go. Every person in a drum corps or in a band or in a situation has their own responsibilities to march to the beat, and they all stay in alignment, right? So I don't know if there's a drum corps reference there or what that is, but they're kind of showing me when they make patterns, with their bodies. I feel like I've got to say, let them do their own walking, and when they pull you in, come over here. I feel like I have to say, no, you guys march. You guys got to march on your own. I have to march beside you. Make sense? Okay. It's not so much as a marching reference, it's more of the alignment space. Okay. Alignment is really tough, right? Alignment is really tough. It's hard. Let's talk about alignment. It's hard not to get bounced out of alignment, right? We can be triggered. It can be one of those forever wounds that resurfaces. It can be, I want to help you so bad, let me do it for you. And then we're out of alignment. Right. So alignment, and I truly deeply believe this to my core, and I work on it all the time. I'm always working on alignment. Am I in alignment? Am I out of alignment? Where am I in my alignment? I'm going to come back into alignment. Even when I have my moments, I come back into my alignment. It's a lot. Practice alignment this week. Am I in or am I out of alignment? Okay. Crystal, you even got my lower back hurts. That was crazy. You're so good, Lana. Crystal, thank you very much for that validation. It's all spirit. It truly is all spirit. I just have learned to open the void, open that portal kind of thing, open the space where I can hear it. It's spirit is amazing. They truly are. And I love that, Crystal, that you're comfortable here sharing. I don't recognize your name, so if you're new to the channel, welcome. If it's been a while, welcome back. Bianca, I messaged a young woman named Nydia because I was concerned about her brother. Will she respond? It's a complicated situation, but I wonder how she's feeling in terms of communication and solving. So Bianca, number one, you are doing your best to support and to help. Number one, will she respond or not? It's a bit of a hard one because I don't feel anything there either way. And sometimes with people's choice and free will, it can be really hard to lean in that. I don't feel she's ready to respond. But I do feel whatever you have said or whatever guidance or support and whatever you've been kind of, helping her with, I feel like and I just literally seen a little finger in the soil. You've planted some seeds. Now she has to water them. So, I feel like when she's ready, you're going to hear. And I feel that I have to say, even like visually visualizing her receiving water to water her seeds or receiving your help and your energy. I feel like I just have to kind of like leave it there for now. The door of communication swings wide open. I just don't feel like she's sure yet, or the seeds haven't taken root yet. So I think that if you kind of like just kind of like allow that space, give it some time, she might, but I don't feel like she's made the decision on whether or not she wants to. Choice and free will, it can be really hard to kind of narrow in what they're going to do, because if they can change their mind anytime she wants, or we haven't made the decision yet. But energetically, if you ask me how she feels, so if I take that approach, so I said to spirit, how does she feel? I feel like I'm okay. I feel like I'm working on it. I feel like I'm healing something. I feel like I'm processing. I feel like a little glimmer of growth, if that makes sense there, Bianca. It's just a glimmer of growth. If that I hope that resonates there. Arlene, if you have time, any messages from my guides or loved one would be incredibly helpful and appreciated. So as soon as I was partway through reading that, I felt like there was like and it's not even a new chapter. It's like this whole new book. I just feel like there's like a big new beginning, like a big new fresh start, a big new um yeah, it's like a beginning, but it's a whole new book. I went back into it there to feel a little bit more. I also have a mother figure that's standing beside you and she's literally given you this book. So mother, grandmother, someone like a mom, Marlene, and she's literally handing you the book, and she puts the pen in your hand. And I feel like it's like I've never been more ready to start a new book. But it's not a written book. It's like your journey. There's been a lot of it feels like a lot of closure. It feels like a fresh start kind of energy. And I feel like she's got her hand on her back pushing you through, if that makes sense. I also feel, Arlene, I don't know if you've been getting a little bit of like minor headaches or head stuff, but I feel like it's connected to water. I feel like you're not drinking enough water. And it also feels like a cleanse. Like I feel like I need to like cleanse energy and cleanse, and water is huge. Feet in the water, drinking water. I feel like I've got to push you in a little bit with tapping into the vibration of water. All right, there we go. That's what she said. My energy is messed up. I haven't seen the northern lights. But but is it the reason, or is there something that I should know? Okay, so number one, I feel like it's a step up in trust. I feel like okay, the northern lights are there whether you see them or not. Right? I feel like it's a big push to trust. And I feel it's almost like I gotta dig deeper. I gotta dig deeper into trusting. The northern lights are there. I just haven't visually seen them. You can tap into the energy of them without necessarily seeing them. So I feel, even though you really want to see them, and you're disappointed that you haven't seen them, I feel it connects to a deeper growth spiritually. This is like a spiritual growth thing, and it's pushing you to trust deeper, trust more, trust deeper, trust yourself, trust the spirit dimensions, trust the angelics, trust your spirit. And it's like trust, 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 trust. I also feel I'm holding back on moving so fast, like talking so fast and going so fast. I feel like I've got to say, slow it down just a bit, if that makes sense there to you. Tabitha, thank you. Sometimes he gets constipated as I don't think he's drinking enough. I'll be requesting blood work from him and possibly an x-ray. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day. You're very welcome. Sarah, any messages for me? I've been going through life changes and unsure in life. Okay, literally, this is kind of cute how I saw this. I literally, number one, felt you got it. You got it. And I also kind of had this moment where I just kind of saw you taking the big leap of faith. It's almost like, and you pulled the parachute. And I feel like you're going to land where you need to. And you know what? And I've never experienced this kind of working with this way with spirit. I'm not sure if it's like a glider plane or one of those, you know what? I'm not sure if the Jetsons used it where you can push a button and you can go up and it kind of like drives you like space wise. This is kind of cute. I feel like I've got to say, you've taken this a leap of faith. It is going to work out and you can navigate it. So I feel, Sarah, like I've got to come back to what I said, like portals of strength and being able to tap into you and your desires. I also feel like I need to say to you, you are so supported and so loved. And I feel like I've got to kind of say, you've got a lot of friends here and a lot of friends up there. And I feel like I've got to really kind of hold you in that. And I keep seeing a million question marks. So I don't know if you're questioning everything or if there's a lot to question right now, but I keep going back to that parachute. I just kind of want to like navigate like a glider. You're going to glide through this and you are going to have a soft landing. I can just leave them. I can even hear it. Spirits being insane today. I So I feel like I just got to say you're in control of how you navigate through this. And I don't know if that's been something that's been kind of taken away from you before, like like your own personal power, or not having or not feeling excuse me, not having a sense or a feeling of self-control, of being in control. But I feel like I've got to say you've got this cool little spiritual parachute or glider, and I love this so much that you can slowly glide, or you can glide in as fast as you want. You are going to land on your feet. I love that. Sarah, thank you very much for posting that. I don't think I've ever experienced a channeling like that. Um, that's what she said. Hi guys, sorry I haven't been around, just out of whack, and my laptop is in need of repair. We are so happy to have you here. That's what we said. That's what she said. Sending you so much love, Aaron. The U.S. feel doomed with politics. Not gonna lie, it does have a heavy feeling, Aaron. I agree. So, but I also agree that the people in the U.S. have a light feeling. I truly feel, and we saw it with the hurricane. So just wait, just kind of reflect back for a moment, and please, correct me if I'm wrong, but I seen people pulling together in when people were hit with tragedy. I seen, people raising money. I seen people helping people. And I feel that no matter what happens politically, I feel like the people of the US, as well as the people of Canada, because we're in a heavy energy with politics as well, I feel like there's going to be a crack open of light there, and the people like the mass majority of people are going to pull together. I truly feel that. And when you think about it, Aaron, think for a moment on how much that is needed collectively for the world. Right, that we have been dealing with a lot of separation for quite a number of years, and I feel like we're going to choose that energy of pulling together. And when you think about the lessons in history, that's always been the gap. We people haven't always pulled together, right? So no matter what your thoughts are, or no matter what your opinions, we're going to come in together as humans, and I really feel like it's going to gain a momentum. It may take a bit. It may not happen overnight. It won't happen on election day, but I do feel that there is something coming. Something is going to give way. Something is going to give way to this energy. I feel it so deep. I wish I understood it more. And I've been, sitting more and more and more in meditation with world stage stuff. I'm getting more and more comfortable with it, I think is what it is. Um, I'm getting more comfortable with sitting with world stage stuff, and that's what spirit's been showing me. And I think, when you think about how I always talk about growth here, that's big growth for me, because I never wanted to come here with the microphone and talk about world stage stuff, and I'm getting more and more comfortable with it. So when I lean into that, yes, it's intense. It's going to have a boiling point. There is going to be some quick rise and falls, but there is also going to be resolution, and it's going to be the people. Okay. US politics, the Dutch politics haven't been so nice. It's interesting when you think about it world stage wise. I just had Wes, that was you. When you think about politics worldwide, let's just kind of scratch this for a moment. I don't like to talk too much about politics, but when you think about how it's everywhere, it's not leaving us a choice but to grow and push through it. Right. So we're all kind of going through the same thing collectively. And I really do feel that collectively we're going to help and rise. Okay. Oh, I lost my spot. Okay. Sorry, you guys. There we go. PJ, feeling alone with people around. Yes, but standing tall and fixing spiritual posture resonates with me. Thank you. You are very welcome, darling. Fix your spiritual posture. And I love that too. I feel like, that can resonate with so many of us here today, is fix your spiritual posture. Let's stand tall in who we are. Um, Wes, any information with the Zoom calls? Wes, I am working on the schedule. I've got a few things that are pending, so I have not forgot about the Zoom call. I am just navigating through some big events, and I've been invited to a few big events here in the region. So I have not had a chance to put it in stone, but it has not been forgotten, Wes. Okay, I promise you. Kayla, I'm late. I'm here. Hi, everyone. Hi, Kayla. Amelia. Hola from Santa Maria. Love Emmy and Lita. I miss you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Emmy, when you get home, and you're settled and rested, I will also send you a private message, but message me. I got something delicious I want to talk to you about. I was in the marching corps band in my youth, so I totally get the reference being used. Oh, I love that so much, Spring. Um, Aaron, I always want to think of a question for you, but my spirit guide shrug and say, I mean, you can, but we're here. We're right here. Crystal, I've been here a few times, but it's been sporadic. I also have changed my profile picture. I had blue pigtails before. Well, welcome back, darling. Um, okay, you guys fire some questions at me here too, as I have a few extra minutes today since it's a holiday and all. Crystal, that's what you said. You said something about seeing the aurora borealis messing up your energy. I did see it last week, and it's very rare in Massachusetts. Would this be why I'm feeling wonky? If you are sensitive to energy, it could be. Um, it could also, there's it depends on where you are energetically on the sensitivity, I guess, margin. Some people are very sensitive to energy, and I also feel that some of this wonkiness is a healing energy that's pushing through, and I also feel that the Northern Lights are bringing that the magic to me. It has more of a magic, and it has more of a cleansing, and it has more of a trust feeling for me. That's kind of what I feel that. Um, all right, thumbs up, you guys. Thank you very much, PJ. Sarah, I'm crying. That was what I needed to hear. You're very welcome, Sarah. You're very welcome. Everyone, I was reluctantly talk to about politics. It was just as a sick as I am. That's okay, darling. There's no need. There's no need to be sorry, darling. Okay, here we go. Whoops. Jackie, any messages from my ancestors? Jackie, I feel like you've gone deep and done your own ancestral healing. I feel like you understood where they were coming from, if that makes sense. I also feel like have you been looking into more of the ancestral information, like more knowledge, like physical world knowledge to who they were? I because I see you going on a little bit of an adventure with that. I feel like you're going to be like doing a little bit of research or a little bit of digging or a little bit of picture searching or grave searching. I feel like you're going deeper into that. I also feel this is quite interesting. I feel like you have really shape shifted without shame, some lessons from your ancestors. I feel like they weren't shamed, if that makes sense. Sometimes when we look back and at ancestral trauma, we kind of shame them. They should have known better, this happened or whatever. I feel like you have done a lot of healing with not shaming them. You have an understanding that the path that they were on, they were doing the best that they could as well. If that makes sense to you there, Jackie. It's kind of a very different perspective. And I so whatever perspective you have with your ancestors, they love that perspective. um Kayla, any messages from my family in the spirit dimensions? Kayla, they just literally handed you a bar of like a tube, like a bar of light, something similar to like a selenite bar of light. But it feels like this, when you're carrying a torch. Yeah, like like the Olympic torch. It kind of feels that way. And I feel like I've got to say, number one, it's not a race. So I don't know if you've been feeling like the need to race through things, or I have to race. I have to get something. I have to get to something. You're carrying this bar of light. It's almost like a lightsaber. There we go. There's the word I'm looking at it. And it's to be meant to help you see, not to battle with. But I feel like that battle is internal. I feel like it's like I have to be successful or soon. I have to get this going now. I feel like it's like this battle, and they're saying hold it to see rather than to battle. And not that you're fighting anything, but it's kind of like that hurry to settle, hurry to find your space, hurry to like I feel like you're trying to push through that. And they're saying just simply hold. I don't know, for whatever reason, Kayla, I gotta talk and hold myself and my heart at the same time. So I feel like instead of like using it to like battle and try and find things, and kind of just use it to see. And also feel that it's also very much connected to ancestors. It's like somewhere back in your history or your lineage, there was a lot of like that battle through in order to, be successful, or in order to survive, or what. There seems to be that battle. And what they're saying is that there's no longer a need to fight, to push through, and to hurry up. It's more of use it to see, use it to navigate with. Wow. Very different way of working this morning. You guys notice that? Spirit's working a little bit different today. Um, okay, lost my spot. Nichelle. Hope I pronounced that right. Maycock. Any messages for my spirit guides? Feel like that there's a I need to talk about balance. I feel like I almost felt dizzy for a minute. I feel like I was on a fast moving teeter totter, and I felt like I just had to find the center of gravity there in the middle of the teeter totter. I felt like I had to come to my center, and I also feel like I've got to kind of push inward. Is there something that you're holding back on doing or saying or being, because you're afraid of what people will think, or perhaps it's your own internal fears of what if it doesn't work out, or what if I'm not good at it, or what if I'm wrong. I feel like I've got to come back into center, and I feel either you've been going back and forth a lot with something, and I feel like it's either like making you kind of like question everything to the point where your head feels like it's spinning because I can't shake this dizzy feeling, or this back and forth so fast moving, and I feel like I've got to come back to the space of center, right to the center, and just kind of give yourself a moment. And I have to say, honor you. So whatever it is, and just kind of remember that I said it, whatever it is, it needs to really honor you. What do you want to do? And I feel like either I'm pulling into too much that's not mine, or I'm leaning too much on what other people want, or leaning too much into judgment, and I go back and forth on it, back and forth, back and forth. Come to the center. And I'm not finished there yet. I'm not finished. I thought I was done and I'm not. The other thing is I don't know if you're always going all the way to meet people. People have got to meet you halfway in that point too. So I don't know if it's a reference to like you're the only one that's doing the work or you're the only one that's giving. I've got to kind of say like get people to meet you halfway. And I feel like it's separate to everything else that I just said. I feel like there's a secondary issue there, or not secondary something that you're navigating through. But I feel like I've got to say get people to meet you, or and you can meet people halfway too. I'm really curious, if you do too much for other people and it's not reciprocated, because I feel like it's got to be in that halfway point. All right. Silverback. So silver baby wolf silverback. And now I'm just making up words. Hi, I thought I jump. Hi, thought I'd jump in even though it's close to the end, but something has changed around me and not sure what yet. Number one, I feel like has there been a shift in people? Has there been a shift of have you noticed either you're stepping back or people are stepping back? I feel like it's clarity. I feel like clarity is coming in with serves me, doesn't serve me, serves me, doesn't serve me. And I also feel this shift, and I think I need a little bit more time on my own. And I feel like I just need some time to process it. Have you been finding yourself being pulled to more alone time? I think I'm just going to go sit over here for a little bit, or feeling that there's too much over here with everybody else. And it can even be as simple as I don't think I want to go to the grocery store during rush hour. I feel like it's like that space, and I feel it. I feel the energy kind of pulling you into honoring you and going on your own, marching to the beat of your own drum. A lot of marching going on in my head today. Wes, any messages from my spirit guides? So, Wes, I feel like there's a lot of applauding for the push that you've been putting yourself through. I feel like there's been a push to trust even deeper, and I feel like not only are you doing a great job, but you're doing things that you either questioned you'd ever be able to do, and there's more of that coming. There are great things coming there, Wes, and I just have to say one foot in front of the other and just trust the process. Jackie, I've been concerned regarding my brother's new relationship. Don't trust her. Any advice in your own lane with it, Jackie? Uh, I say that lovingly. I feel like, being supportive and just kind of, um, when comes back to what I said earlier in the beginning about minding our own spiritual business. I feel like if share a little bit with your brother. I would also feel like I need to send him a little bit of clarity there. But I feel like I've got to say I'm always here for my brother. I'm gonna stand right here. I'm gonna stand right here and not get pulled into that. I also feel I don't know why I feel so blocked or walled. I just feel like there's a big wall up. And I also feel like as the bricks come down, I feel like there's a bit of a different perspective. So I feel like I have to lovingly hold the place, his journey and his learning. He's experiencing what he needs to experience. I'm just going to trust and allow. I also feel, and I get what you're saying, because I don't feel like I can share everything with this person. I don't feel like I can just kind of be careful what you're sharing, if that makes sense. I look forward to a new book of my life. Thank you, Lana. I'm sure that was my granny. She was, still is my rock and a soft place to land. I miss her dearly. Oh, I love that so much. Okay, so I'm not sure what the name is here. It's in a I'm not sure what kind of writing that is. Can you please pick a page from your spirit animal book for me? Absolutely, I can. Cheetah. Things will speed up for a while, but be assured that you'll move gracefully through this cycle. Increase your flexibility by daily stretching, perhaps even taking regular yoga classes for the next few months. You must respond without hesitation to the opportunity that has recently presented itself. Don't get caught up in the trap of rigid thinking and acting, but instead remain flexible and willing to change course quickly as the situation demands. And I'll do one for the group very soon, very soon. How are we at 15 minutes already? I'm gonna have to let you go soon. All right. That's what I was asking. That's what she said. My apologies if I misinterpreted your question. The makes me feel like I can't rest. It is a powerful energy. I also feel though, when I tap back into that, I also feel very, very strongly that that this energy is trying to teach you to trust. I can't move out of that. I can't move out of that. All right, you guys. I am gonna have to let you go very soon. Look at you guys cheering for each other. Silver Baby Wolf. Yeah, I recently have come to that with my father. He's not good energetically, and I pulled myself back from that. I won't refuse a conversation, but I won't go out of my way to bend over. There you go. I love that so much. I know there are quite a few questions that I haven't gotten to yet, you guys, but I am pushing the hour mark and I want to do an angel number and I want to do a spirit animal. Aaron, our community is so strong here. We have Soné and Spirit and Spring back today. Yay. Yeah, it is. It's a great group. It's a great group. I'm a little bit I wasn't sure how many would be able to show up today, just being that it's a little bit later. It's after 12 in the afternoon. And it's Thanksgiving here. So I wasn't sure how many people would be available to join, but I'm always so grateful and even when to have you all here. All right, let's jump into the angel number book. You know, please, Lana, I prayed you come on today. Did you know? Hi, Lana. We hired an independent pathologist to do an autopsy for my dad. It has been since June. I'm afraid to do a cremation until that's done, but my family really needs closure. Any messages? Also, how does my dad feel about us doing bereavement casting of his hand, face, and bust before he's cremated? So, Janelle, I feel, and this is what he's telling me, whatever gives you peace. I feel like he's really pushing this energy of peace and the power of peace. So if and I feel like I need to say, do what brings you peace. So because dad, and I know you know this, but the spirit is everywhere. Your dad is everywhere, whether you make the casts or not. I feel like I have to say, do what gives you peace. I also feel something around my neck. So have you are you wearing one of his necklaces? Are you there's something there with are you making a necklace? There's something there. He's playing with my necklace, so there's got to be something there with a necklace. I also feel like you're carrying. I'm suddenly have to do like this with my necklace. I feel like you're carrying them with you already, and I feel whatever gives you peace. I have to lean in that. Um, Now, I recently came, I want to come back into that. We hired an independent pathologist to do an autopsy for my dad, and it has been since June. Now, I feel like I can trust this pathologist. So when I leaned in there, I feel like I can trust. So I wanted to feel that. I also feel very similar in the findings. So I feel that, closure and receiving closure. I feel like peace is coming. I also feel I feel this warmth around. I feel like this warmth. I just wanted to absorb it for a minute. I felt this warm energy just literally flowing through me. It's the peace. There's going to be peace at the end of this, and Dad wants that for you immensely. And I also feel, Janelle, that I need to say, overall, your family has done really well navigating this and staying together, if that makes sense. Yes, there's been moments where there may have been a little bit of this, but I feel like there's just been, such a deep connection there, and Dad is so proud of that. I can't step out of it's time for peace, and I can't move out of that. I feel like that it's like it's right there. So either there's results coming, but I feel like there's like this peaceful energy, this peaceful tidal wave is just literally rolling through. So I hope that that helps you there. I'm also, if you're okay with it, Janelle. No, but we are to use his ashes to make necklaces. Okay, there you go, Janelle. So Janelle, that is the reference to the necklace, because there was, he kept going like this, and it's just validation that what I'm channeling and what I'm picking up on is truly connects to him. So I feel like I've got to, really give you, and I also feel like I need to give you permission. I need to give you permission that it's okay to go forward with closure. And the closure, I feel is like right in front of me. So Janelle, do you have the decision to move forward with the cremation? Because I feel like I've got to give it to you. I tried to book a reading with you, but couldn't wait until your next opening. I'm happy to connect to answer that for you here, Janelle. But I feel like it's almost like it's right in front of you, and Dad wants you to embrace it and just embrace that peace. It's like he's okay, and I feel like the closer that you get with closing this, I feel like you're going to be able to feel him more. We need the autopsy report. I feel like it's I literally have a piece of paper against my nose. So when spirit does that to me, it's close. It's like right in front of me. So I feel like it's coming. It's a coroner's case, so it will go before the court. Autopsy report's got to be close. If you and you're welcome to either post here on the live or in the future, or you're welcome to email me, the hawkandI@gmail.com. It's also, or sorry, yeah, gmail.com. It's also on the website. If you want to email me, Janelle, and just let me know how close that closure is, I'd be happy to support you through this, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It feels, thank you, Wes. It feels very close to me. There's something with this report. It's touching my nose, so it's it's coming close. All right, and you know what, Janelle, good job manifesting. I just want to come back up. You were hoping I'd come on today. Um, I wasn't sure literally up until maybe about an hour or two before I came on live, if it was going to work out. So good job manifesting an opportunity to talk to me. Okay, Wes, you're always so helpful to me. I sincerely did pray all weekend. Janelle, you're welcome to email me. Okay, you know send me any additional questions you have there, and I'll do my best to answer in a very timely manner. But I truly feel it's literally against my nose, so it's got to be close when I feel it that close. We appreciate that manifesting. Oh, Aaron, bless you. Okay, I'll email you for sure. You're welcome. You're welcome, darling. Look at Kayla offering support. All right, what do we need? 342. Your prayers have increased your faith and your connection with the angels and ascended masters. All of these factors help you in every area of your life. Let's do another one. That was beautiful. 203. All your prayers are heard and answered. The more you believe, the better and faster the outcome will be. Trust. Trust is huge, and trust is one of the hardest things, right? It can be really hard to trust, and we as humans, we kind of want things now, and we kind of need to understand things, so crisp and so clear that trust gets broken. When you think about how often in your lifetime trust gets broken, it's something that we to really struggle with here on repairing or learning how to trust is huge. And I will say that one thing that has really helped me with trust is just allowing myself to trust. I'm going to trust, and I'm if there's something to learn with the trust, I'm okay with that. Have I trusted something? So I don't know who's thinking about this, but have I trusted something with spirit, and it's gone in a very different direction? Absolutely. And it was my learning. And I've said that to spirit. I trusted that, and here I am, armpit deep in some learning. And spirit said, on the other side of that, you're going to understand, and you're going to understand, why you had to navigate through that. Trust. The outcome with trust doesn't always have great big fuzzy bunny feelings. Sometimes we have to trust the learning and trust the journey and trust the experience. And that can be huge. When it comes to trusting spirit, um there's no comparison to how much I trust spirit. I trust the spirit dimensions more than I trust the physical world. And that has been, I think the biggest growth in my connection with them is there is no, I don't waver or wobble. And if I'm not understanding what they're showing me, I don't need to. So, you guys have probably seen that time and time and time again in the lives, or if you've seen me read, at an event or at a private session, it doesn't have to make sense to me because it's not mine. I just come out and deliver it, and it's always boom, boom, boom. I don't have to trust it because it's not mine. This is just, I'm just here being the voice. I don't have to understand it. And that is the biggest thing. That is the biggest piece with mediumship, is to be able to tap in at that level of trust. And I truly am okay if I don't understand it. I'm okay to work at it. I'm okay to just give it to you, and kind of navigate through it. I don't get in there with what if I'm right and what if I'm wrong. I just don't. It's not mine. So I just allow that, and I'm so okay with that space. I don't have a need or a desire to be right. I just allow it. And I think when you think about that in physical world sense, we're so afraid to be wrong. We're so afraid to make a mistake. We're so afraid to say the wrong thing, right? We're so afraid of what people are going to think of us. When you think about that, it's the same thing as working in the spirit dimensions. I don't have that fear. I don't have that fear, and it's taken me a long time to get there. But I truly am okay with not being right. It's not about being right or being wrong, and that really also helps keep our ego in check. The ego's got to be kept in check. We cannot have that fear. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'll learn from it. Right. So, and I'll get a deeper understanding. Right. Spirit will show me another way. So it's about that. And it's the same thing in life. If we make a mistake or we're wrong about something, it truly is okay. I'll take the learning, and that's one thing. Like I've learned that over the years. I'll simply say, yeah, I have no problem with apologies. I have no problem with that at all. I'm going to take the learning. I'm going to take that and learn from growth, and I also reverse that and give that to other people. So when other people and say, what, Lana, I'm sorry, I'm going to take my learning. I'm cheering for you because that's what we're here to do. We're here to learn. But trust is such a big one. Physical world and spirit dimensions. It's huge. But somewhere along our journey, and we're taught, and we have to rewire, because what we're taught, we're still responsible for the rewiring part, by the way. So we're taught that a mistake is a bad thing. Oh, you got five wrong on a test. Oh, shame on you. You got five wrong on a test. Where if I get five things wrong in my day, I flip that over to, okay, there are five things I can learn today. One, two, three, four, five. Right. So that's kind of how I look at it. And it lifts off the shame, because it's so deeply rooted about not making a freaking mistake here in the physical world. It's true. But you have to give the same grace back to other people. Right now, With that being said, there's the learning. I'm not really good at wash, rinse, repeat. You got to learn, right? So in and that's from other people too. I'll stand right here while you go over here and learn that 10 times. I'll be right here cheering for you to learn your lessons, right? So, there's that space with the trust, but trust is so huge. Okay, let's see. Let's ask for a collective message. I think I need a little sip of my pumpkin spice tea. All things pumpkin. This is why I struggled in school because of they shamed us a lot, especially in high school. Yeah, Kayla, I'm gonna say to you how I talk to my youth group, how I talk to the girls that I've had over the years with sports, and how I talk to my own daughter. Your best is always good enough. If you're truly doing your best, if you're giving it, your best is good enough. So if your personal best is a 60%, dance in that 60%. If your personal best was an 80%, dance in it, right? So your best has to be good enough, you guys, no matter what it is. If you showed up and did your best, and that you have to shine in that. It's just a number, it's just a percentage. Shine in your best. Shine in it. Right. So and if your best is a 40% and that was truly your best, shine in it. It's just a number. That was my best. I get it. We need to pass. You can always work at something again, right? I can work at it. I can work on improving. It's just a marker. It's not the end of the world to not succeed at something. You'll find a different path. You'll find a different path. You'll find a different way, right? So, and I get it. Grades are important and success is important, 100%. But your best has to be good enough, right? And for the most part, I mean, our our grades aren't posted on some public wall for oh, she's good at that or they're good at that because they got an 80%, right? In all my years in nursing, nobody ever asked me for what my exam mark was. Okay, your best is good enough. Your best is good enough. Let's march to that today. Okay, back at it. Quite gabby today, aren't we? Quite gabby. They're quite gabby too. All right. Instructions. Sorry, I thought that the instructions. I don't need the instruction book. Instructions. Falcon. Okay. Falcon. Before making a decision, step back from it and consider it from a broader perspective. There's an opportunity before you. However, be patient and trust your instinct to know when the time is right to act on it. Pay closer attention to the natural rhythms of your body and your surroundings and see what this can teach you. Whatever choice you make at this time, once you've made it, commit to it fully and take the plunge. Action. And when I come back over here, we talked about action based. All right, you guys, I have some cooking to do and some cleanup to do and some outside to do because the sun is shining. I'll see you all Friday. Um, I'm so grateful I found this community. Every live gives me a burst of good energy. I love you guys so much. I truly do love. I find, and I do this every time, right to the time limit, right to the end. I push it until there's nowhere else to push because it's a delicious energy to hang out with you guys. And I thank you for. I'm of all things, I'm grateful. I am also grateful for this YouTube channel and for each and every one of you in this community. And it is just an absolutely delicious space to be in. You know, um, and when you think about it, let's just kind of pick that apart for a moment. Um, I was afraid to start this, right? I had to push through that. I had to push through and trust that. I had to navigate through that, all of that. So, thank you for holding that space for me to figure it out, and for me to show up and share, and for all of you guys to share. We are always holding space here for each other, and I love that so much. But yeah, a couple years ago, this was frightening. This was frightening. What are they? And it's that whole navigation piece that I think we all work through. What will they think? Will they be judged? What about this? And it's just about taking that leap of faith and trusting. I really wanted to be here. I just had to push through that growth. And when you look back at that growth, it's delicious. So thank you for being part of that. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. As always, I'm wishing you love, light, blessings, and have a spirit guided day. Take care, you guys. I'll see you Friday for Ask the Medium. Bye bye.